Hi everyone and welcome to our integration webinar for our students from New York and from Dubai. Hi everybody, so glad to see you again. So before we start our webinar, we actually have a lot of stuff to share with you today. So just let me know if you can hear me and see me fine. Here in the chat window. Can you hear me? Hi, Abraham. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Gina. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me and see me fine? Can you please let me know? Yes, Danielle says. Yes, says Anna. Okay, awesome. Looks like you can hear me and see me, so we are ready to go. And this is your integration webinar, which means it's just a little gift for you to make sure that after the event, we have a moment to actually reconnect and really go through all the key learnings that you went through during the event together with Kane and the team. In order to do so, what I'm going to do is starting by sharing my slides. So you should see my slides here. Perfect. And so we can start. Let me just make them bigger. Perfect. So what are we going to do today? Oh, Ari says, we missed you in New York City. I missed you too, and I love New York City so much. I would have so loved to be there. I missed you a lot, but I'm planning to come next time. In the meantime, what are we going to see today? First of all, as I said, we're going to review the critical takeaways from the event. There are a lot of key learnings, and we want to make sure that you have them all and you're able to take them and implement them into your life and your businesses right away. Second, we're going to get clear about the next steps, whether you're going to work with us or not. How can you actually move forward with the new learnings that you have, with the new insights that you have? Third, we're going to share one more brand building secret with you, and that's how to get awesome testimonials. As I'm sure Kane shared with you, testimonials are one of the key things to actually build your brand, build it quick, build trust, connect with your audience. But a lot of people come to us and say, well, how do I get really good testimonials? What are better, like written testimonials, video testimonials, and what should people say? So we're going to actually train you in that right today. And then we're going to talk about fulfilling a promise. So we have lots to cover. Let's get started, shouldn't we? Here we go. First of all, I want to represent you the formula that you went through during the weekend. Your calling, finding your calling, aligning it with your business, making sure that every day you feel like you're fulfilling on your purpose during your life. Number two, finding your genius. So you can outsource things that are not in your genius. You can partner with people that might have a genius where you don't have it. And therefore, you can actually build a bigger business by really streamlining your efforts and making sure that you only focus on the things that are really inside of your genius. Little disclaimer, unfortunately, I actually got sick. So I'm doing much better, but I may cough a little bit here and there. So bear with me for that, I'm sorry. Number three, we looked at your model. What are the best business models to really make sure that your efforts are optimized and your business can grow and accelerate fast? Number four, assets. And you went through with the Kane and the team, the main assets that every business owner needs to build. It's really build an asset-rich business, which means that people might be interested in investing in it. They might be looking at it for buying it. And therefore, you are really building something that is, of substance, because it's very easy to build a business that is kind of a cash cow. Gives you money as long as you work, but then if at some point you want to exit it, there is nothing really to sell or for somebody else to be excited about. Number five was your brand. And so how do we actually create powerful brands? Personal brand, corporate brand, and product brands. You see them all, and we're going to recap that today. Then you looked into creating your fans and really building your database, growing your list online and offline. And that was, number 8. Oh, sorry, I forgot number 7, which is your strength. And your strengths, of course, is related to your partners. So we need to really get clear about what are our strengths. And this requires us sometimes to look at what are our weaknesses as well, right? So that we know what are we bringing to the table? What are we actually really good at? It's part is connected to our genius sometimes, but sometimes it's more of our company strengths. So what are we bringing to the table? What can we offer to our partners? But as well, being really honest with what are our weaknesses, so that we know exactly what do we need help with. We know exactly what does our partner need to bring into this partnership. Then we saw your friends, and number 9 was call to action, which is sales. How do we have people actually take action with us? And so these were the 9 steps that you went through, and now we're going to go through everything very fast again. Okay, here we go. Let's see. First of all, we looked at the models. So we had the first model was every business goes to these 3 main stages: lead generation, sales, and fulfillment. And we saw they're all extremely important. Now, just remember, it's very easy when you start. Normally when people start, they start a business and they're in one of those 2 places mostly active, either in kind of creating the fulfillment. I mean, of course, they're not fulfilling yet. They don't have clients, but they're kind of like, strategizing and designing it, and they want to really make everything perfect before they go out and sell. At some point, they will actually go into lead generation. They will lead generate. That's when thing actually starts to move. From there, they will go into sales. But remember, these 3 should actually always be present in every one of your weeks. So it's easy to then you get some leads, you sell them into something, you get busy with fulfillment, you forget about the other 2. Instead, we need to constantly do marketing, constantly do sales, and at the same time, of course, fulfill, so that we keep that flow steady. Then we looked at the fact that there are 2 different markets, B2B and B2C. Of course, B2B is businesses to businesses. If you are focused on that, you have less clients, less accounts, but each of them might be much bigger. And of course, from a sales perspective, you have longer sales cycles. So you need to learn how to navigate those longer sales cycles. And as well, you need to learn how to really make sure that your credibility is on point, because these companies might be looking at many, many different experts. Then B2C, of course, instead is when you go directly to the consumer, which you find many more of them. So normally you have smaller accounts, but a much bigger number of accounts in your business. We saw as well there are different types of clients. There is somebody that comes and say, hey, help me fix this, like fix it for me. Just like when we go to the dentist, right? We go to the dentist, we don't say, hey, show me and teach me how to fix my teeth. We say, fix it for me. I don't know what you do. I don't even want to know. I just want to sit here and know that in 1 hour I'll be fine. Then there is another type of client that instead says, teach me. And these clients are the clients that come and want to learn, what do you do? You might want to learn, I don't know, how to do your hair for the ladies, or you might want to learn how to attract more leads into your business. And so you go and you actually learn from people that are really good at that. Now, from that, we looked back at our business model chart, if you remember it, from our webinars. We had expert and professional service firms, retail, tech, e-commerce, infrastructure, financial advisors and real estate professionals, manufacturer, investors, publishers and distributors, charity, MLM, which is multi-level marketing, and platforms. Now, as we look at that, we see that every one of those models can be active in both markets. So you can be in B2B or you can be in B2C. And that's as well one of the possible expansions that you could do. If you are currently an expert in B2C, maybe you want to see how you can leverage your expertise and start to kind of have more access to the B2B market as well. If you're currently an investor and you work more with bigger companies, you might look at how you can start to invest into smaller kind of consumer projects as well. So this is the first part. The second part is that every business can be active in the done for you or in the do it yourself market. So doing things for people, giving them massages, right? Yesterday I was to the chiropractor and I didn't want to learn how he was doing it. I just wanted to lay there for 30 minutes and have him kind of readjust my body so that I was living perfectly. That's exactly the same thing. So every business can do this, and every business can do the do it yourself. So they can actually teach. You can, for every business, you can teach people what you do. There is one exception. Experts actually can get paid to teach people what they do. That's part of the expert model, right? It's exactly what you did during the 3 days, with Kane and the team. They're all experts in their fields. They were teaching you, and therefore, they got paid for that. So that's one thing. Every other business model, though, can use that as well. And normally it's used if you don't want to position yourself as an expert, which again would be an expansion into a different business model. You can use it by giving away those advices for free to just lead generate. So for example, the dentist can put out their kind of advices and videos on how to take care of your teeth better, how to clean them better, how to make sure that whatever you do with them kind of lasts for a long time. They normally don't get paid for that, but they do it as a relationship builder in order to get leads. Then this was our offer sequence, and we saw that whenever we find a new client, a new lead actually, the first step to acquire them is really to give away something for free. From there, we present a little offer. So that's a little step, something that feels like it's actually pretty comfortable to say yes to, even though there isn't a lot of trust in the system yet. We reduce the risk by creating a small offer. Remember, this is not your main offer discounted. This is just a small package that you put together in order for people to really feel comfortable taking that first step with you, checking out how it is to work with you. And so that's the first little step. And then from there, once the experience is really good for them, once the trust is higher, once they understand that you will deliver, that's the time where we actually engage them with our main sell. And of course, in our main sell, we can always upsell them into something bigger, or to create a bigger experience, or downsell them into something smaller. And from there, then, once we take them through our whole catalog, we still have possibility to monetize these clients. We still have the possibility to monetize our database, which is a huge thing, because you have no idea how many businesses out there have big databases of old clients that are not buying from them anymore, and they really don't know how to engage them, and therefore they miss a huge opportunity. But of course, you won't do it anymore because now you're trained and you know that this is the moment to bring in partners for cross-selling. And so here you bring in partners that have the same target market, so they serve the same people that are on your list, but they offer a non-competitive offer so that they actually add value instead of subtracting it from your relationship with them. Then you see the ascension model that takes people from products to groups to one-on-one. And as we do that, we ascend them to higher price points as they go up. Remember, every one of those three groups, three areas, starts with something for free. So we give away something for free. Ideally, we essentially use the same offer sequence. So we give away something for free, we sell them into something small, and then we can sell them into something bigger. And then we move them up the next level, where we start again something for free, small, main offer, and then again, right? So that we cover our market perfectly. The first diamond here is there are different types of market that you can expand into. Diamond number 2 is decrease your customer acquisition cost and increase your customer lifetime value. That's exactly what these models are about. How do we make sure that we get clients and customers spending as little as possible, and then we create a relationship over time where we can really, increase and optimize that relationship by increasing our customer lifetime value. Diamond number 3, to increase revenue work on expanding your revenue model. And that's why we show you all these models, so that you can start to expand and add different revenue streams, essentially, so that you increase the revenue for your business overall. Then you started to look at, where do you invest? What are the best places to invest? And of course, assets is a very good place to invest. People, and I'm sure that Kevin Page told you, it's not just people, it's the right people that are the best asset for your business. Then technology and systems, because they're so important, right? They help us leverage our time. Relationships, of course, with our partners, with our suppliers, with our distributors, great place to invest. Advisors, since they help us really cut time, make things happen faster. And then the best place to invest is yourself. As one of our coaches always says, you are the safest investment. He actually wrote a book about that it's called The Safest Investment. Then we looked at how to always find money for your projects and for your business, so that you make sure you never run out of money. First of all is bank and credit cards, friends and family, current investment, savings, angel investors, pre-sell products and services, bring in financial partners, maybe take on a hard money lending situation if that's appropriate for you, or look into your pension and retirement funds. And of course, we have grants as well, and we have crowdfunding as well. So you looked at a lot of different ways that you can always make sure you have enough money for your business to actually really move things forward. Diamond number 1, build an asset-rich business. Make sure that you focus on assets. Diamond number 2, always invest in yourself. Again, as our coach says, what you invest in yourself can't be taken away from you. It can be taxed. It's just yours forever. Diamond number 3, success is about resourcefulness. So it's never about the resources that you currently have right now. It's always about how resourceful you feel, so that you can actually create. Because remember, we can create anything. We are great creators in our life, so we can create anything, but we need to actually feel connected to that power in order to make it happen. Then we started to look at our different assets. And so 6 assets to build for every business owner. Product and services. So if you have a product, your product is one of your assets. If you're a service provider, your packages, the way they are packaged and packaged up, that's part of the assets. Partnerships with distributors, with promotional partners, with suppliers, those are part of your assets as well, as they may make your company much more valuable for people that are looking at it. Brand, and specifically media, and here with media we mean all the pictures that you use, the logos, the graphics that you use to actually really, kind of make the concept of your company come alive. That's a great asset. Database, so your list, how big is your list, right? Do you have a big list? How responsive it is? Do they actually open your emails? If you ask them to do something, do they engage? Do you have a warm and cozy relationship with them? Or is it kind of cold and they're disengaged? Those are things that, again, investors and buyers are actually looking at, because they know that a warm, responsive database can be something that can be monetized, creating much more money. Then the technology and websites that you use. And so what are the technology and websites that you use, even though you might not actually build and develop that technology, which is fine. It's just about how you found solutions by streaming together and linking together different technologies that might be off-the-shelf solutions, so that you create a really specific pathway for your clients. I don't know if you created a specific ad that is really great and converting and leads to a specific landing page where through a registration process they get into a webinar, and then you deliver the webinar and all the technology related to that, and how do you get people then to take action from there? Do you have a shopping cart connected to it? Do you have I don't know, a scheduling link, etc. Those are all things that, as you link them together, really make them really high converting and strong. Your, again, investors and buyers, etc., will actually evaluate those as assets when they're considering investing in your company. And then lastly, sales systems. And we started to look at that with the offer sequence, but it's really refining that sequence, creating systems to engage and actually offer all these different offers, and as well becoming really obsessed with data, so that you understand exactly, like, if I put in, I don't know, $100,000 in marketing, that's how many leads will be generated. And then by taking them through this process, when I offer them my first little offer, well, that's the conversion that I have. So now I have that many qualified customers for my next offer, which will happen through this other pathway. So really being really data driven, so that when people are asking you, well, how does it work? How do you make money in your business? You can actually show them all these different things and say, so if we put in 100,000, for example, you're talking to an investor, I know that through my, through the journey that I've designed for my students or for my clients, I can create them so much in the back end. And that's very, very valuable. Most business owners don't have that. So they drive their business blind like this. They're like, let's hope we make as much money as possible this month. And they never know how much it is. So make sure you become really data driven. It's very important. Then you looked at the highest converting products out there: ebooks, teleseminars, webinars, tools and templates, online membership sites, audio programs, DVD programs, and online courses and certifications. And from there, you went into the services instead. What are the most sought after services? Seminars, coaching and consulting one-on-one, mastermind programs or group coaching, and keynote speaking. We looked as well at pricing, or well, you looked as well at pricing with Kane, which she should have showed you the 5 different tiers of covering your market. Remember, those are really psychological price points. So they work throughout the world in every different currency. It's just how people actually relate to making an investment. So first tier is, of course, something we give away for free. We call it complimentary. We always want to assign value to whatever we give away for free. So remember to say, get my complimentary ebooks valued at $27. Why? Because people don't know how to value things if you don't tell them. Then the second one is something underneath $500. This will be where our small offer live, something underneath $500. Then from there, tier number 3 is $500 to $2,000. Tier number 4 is $2,000 to $10,000. And tier number 5 is something over $10,000. That's your elephant offer. Remember that if you are in B2B, then you add 1 0 to all these numbers. And so it becomes something complimentary. Second step, something below $5,000, something between $5,000 and $20,000, between $20,000 and $100,000, and then something over $100,000. And this is your elephant offer, the best of the best for the people that really love you. Diamond number 1, info products are powerful both for lead generation and sales. So you can use ebooks and trainings, etc., your info products, both for lead generation, so to generate new leads, and for sales. Diamond number 2, different price points will allow you to monetize more. So the more you cover your market with these price points, the more you will increase the lifetime value of your clients, and as well you will increase the conversion rate from your leads. The reason for it is that everybody will find kind of the right place for them at the moment, and then they can start to actually move up to other price points over the lifetime value. So you can actually increase that a lot. Diamond number 3, remember, you need a premium package. You need an elephant offer for your top tier clients. Then we looked at how to create a bigger game. We looked at the fact that we can play for ourselves, for our family, for our community, for our industry, for humanity, or integrate all these 5 levels. Diamond number 1, a bigger game will inspire a bigger life. And you actually designed a bigger game when you designed your rockstar life. So that was your bigger game, and that's what will lead you and guide you in the growth and expansion over the next few years. Diamond number 2, design your business around your lifestyle. Remember, it's not our lifestyle that needs to kind of fit in with our business. It's the opposite around. Diamond number 3, create a tangible future. Set a date and use visualizations to attract success. So remember, dream only becomes really, a real game when there is a date that you set. So make sure you set a date. Make sure you keep it present, right? A lot of people do it and then they put it in a drawer. They save it somewhere on their computer where they don't even remember anymore about it. So keep it present. Hang it in your in your office. I actually knew people that used to hang these things in their shower. They used to actually put them into, I know it sounds crazy, put them into plastic folders and then hang them in their shower, because they said, look, I have such a crazy life. The best time for me to actually focus on these things is while I'm showering. I know that I will be there for a few minutes and I can really, align myself with my new game. So whatever works for you, the fridge, the shower, the mirror, the office, but keep it present. Make sure that it's actually alive in your life. Then we looked at partnerships, the 5 critical partners, promotional partners that give us visibility, financing partner that give us money, access and distribution partner that put our services and products in front of people. Research partners or technology partner that might give us some technology that we need in order to move our business forward in exchange for equity or for profit share. Then advising partners, of course, that help us move things forward by actually giving us advices and really sharing their experience and how they learn what works and what doesn't work. Then we looked at the 4 typical people or kind of groups that can be your promotional partner. The first one is individuals. So everybody right now can be a promotional partner for you. These days with social media and even with these things, with our phones, right? Everybody has essentially a little database. Doesn't matter how big or small it is. Again, remember, it's a warm and responsibilities. So individuals, gurus, experts, small business owners. So the cafe that you go to for breakfast, the restaurant where you have dinner, the gym that you attend, the yoga studio, the spa where you go for a massage, the dentist where you go, the chiropractor and the hair salon. Those can all be small businesses that you can actually do partnership with. So start to be really creative and understand there's opportunity everywhere. The second is corporations. And so they can actually start to promote you. Remember, it's very important that we understand how do we get corporations to understand the value that is in there for them as well. And no matter how big or how small you are, you can definitely add value for them. Then we had nonprofits, so charity. And those are very, very powerful partners, of course. They have great lists of people that love them. They're totally connected to their values. And so if your values match their values, there can be a great possibility for you to actually have more leads and maybe for you to then take part of the profit generated and give it back to the charity so everybody is happy. And then media like newspapers and magazines, and of course, every media out there, like podcasts, etc. They all have distribution lists, so they can all get in contact with people that are actually on their list, and they are there because they resonate some values. They're interested in some very specific things. So these are the 4 most common promotional partners that you can find around. Then we looked at what is the value that you can add, what can you actually bring to the partnership, and we saw that there is value added, so adding value to the relationship, having the expectations fulfilled, make sure that you actually fulfill on the expectations and the promises that you make during your sales process. Brand enhancement, so people are looking for other brands that enhance them, and the same thing you should look for as well. People that are easy to do business with, so make sure that you're as easy as possible to do business with. Remember, create the emails for them, send them to them, etc. Focus on the long-term relationship. Although people get excited about making some money, they're really more excited about creating a long-term relationship where they know that you can grow together, and maybe there are a lot of different possibilities to actually create more money, more fulfillment, more happiness and value for the clients. Make sure your visions are aligned. The message that you have matches the market or their database. Create a win-win deal where you really focus on what can you bring, what normally most people, when they go into partnership, they're like, well, I want this partnership because this will bring me this value. Well, let's take on the other side as well, and let's start to prepare ourselves for our partnerships meetings while we actually sit down and say, okay, how can I help that company or that person? How does our partnership would enhance their experience? And then reciprocal value as well. Diamond number 1, partnership accelerate your business fast. They're actually the number 1 technique to grow your business fast. So make sure you start to really implement it. Diamond number 2, there are potential partners everywhere. As we saw before, everyone today can be a potential partner. Diamond number 3, you need to consider who you will approach and the value that you add with the partnership. So make sure you remember those 3 things, very important about partnerships. Then you went into branding. And you look at the 3 most important brands: corporate brand, personal brand, product brands. Ideally, you have them all. If you think about our brands, you will see that Industry Rockstar is our corporate brand. Then we have Kane and Alessia, that's our personal brand. Start at the top is the 3-day that you attended, and that's a product brand. This is that specific training is called Start at the Top. So you should cover them all as well. And of course, remember that you lead with your personal brand because people will remember your personal brand more. What makes a brand successful though? 1, it needs to be sticky. 2, remember to create brand saturation in the marketplace. 3, create brand leverage by connecting with other brands that are bigger than yours. Testimonials, testimonials, testimonials. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Social proof. So make sure that people know when you are speaking in front of a group, when you are giving webinars, when you are at a conference, when you are actually aligning yourself with, more powerful or established businesses out there. This is all great because people love to actually come to businesses that show that actually are making an impact. And 6, publishing. So get interviewed, publish articles, blogs, podcasts, anything is great in order to get actually your message out there and therefore more visibility. The 5 M's to personal branding. You saw how to create a really powerful personal brand. 5 things you need to create. Your makeup. So how you're actually showing up, pictures, etc. What is the image that you want to give out to the world? Your message. What do you stand for? Your method. How are you going to get your clients and customers the results that you promised them? Your moments. That's a little bit like your why, right? Your defining moment story is one of the most important stories that you will ever tell. And then metaphors. So what are the metaphors that were important to you that you want to use in order to really create a more kind of alive experience in your business? For us, of course, it's the rockstar metaphor. And so the company is called Industry Rockstar, and you come to the event and there is kind of rockstar music going around. And of course, Kane is a little rockstar himself. So that's the whole thing across, our brand. Diamond number 1, branding is about positioning yourself as the best at something. Now remember, it's not about screaming that you're the best overall, but you are definitely the best at something. And so let's make sure that we kind of dive in and we discover that one thing that you can feel comfortable with, and at the same time, people can see as credible. And if you don't know what it is, if you're confused, if you have different options, you don't know what to pick, guess what? Go out and ask your clients and customers. Say, hey, why did you choose me? What attracted to me in the first place? What do you think I'm the best at? What do you think I'm delivering to you really good? And that will give you all the information that you need. Diamond number 2, your personal brand is critical today. Critical. So make sure you come out, from behind our logos and really start to show who we are, what do we do, why we do what we do, etc. It's really important. I know that for some of you, especially if you're a little bit more introverted, a little bit more reserved, it can be definitely more challenging, more confronting. And part of the beauty of actually running your own business is that it really it really kind of forces you a little bit to evolution, right? So there are definitely different ways you can do these things, even if you are more more reserved, even if you are more having more problems in terms of feeling a little bit more introverted. So make sure that you can actually use whatever you need in order to come out and connect with your market. And diamond number 3, brands are powerful when they're named the result that they create. So make sure that you actually connect with that. If you're looking for a new name for your brand, well, look at what are the results that you create, and from there, go on. Okay, so in the meantime, I see in our chat window that some of you have a problem and the webinar froze. Is it working now or not? Let me know if the slides actually froze or if they work. Can you see the slides, or are they frozen? If you want, I can try to. Okay, Craig said it's okay now. Okay, awesome. Just remember, you have the replay of this. So if by any chance you miss something, then let us know, and you can always look at the replay again. Then you went into digital marketing. You saw the Infusionsoft system and how can you grow your business by using actually technology. And you dove into digital marketing funnels. Now you saw that there are many different combinations, but essentially every marketing funnel deals with a traffic source. So somehow we need to have leads coming in. We take them to a landing page. From there, they go through a campaign and they arrive to a moment where you do an offer. Diamond number 1, integrated databases are a critical center point of tech. Diamond number 2, landing pages are key to building your business. So make sure you actually focus on that. Diamond number 3, use lucidchart.com to strategize your marketing funnels. So if you want to go ahead and start to strategize your marketing funnels, this is a great tool. You can just go online to lucidchart.com and start to strategize your marketing funnels. Then you went into sales. You saw that most people carry with them 3 myths about sales. Sales is hard. It takes a certain personality to actually be really good at sales. And people don't like to be sold to. And of course, you discover that the reality is that sales is just the discovery of a match. And so you're there to actually discover whether that is the right match for you and whether you're the right match for them. You are a gift. And so is your company, your product, your service. So make sure that you connect with them before every meeting. Just visualize what a gift you are so that you can really stay connected to that energy throughout your meetings. And people love to buy, even too much. That's why we have so much stuff around us, right? So people do like to buy. They like to be sold to well. So just make sure you take on the challenge of becoming really good at sales so that you can then really advance your business with that. You saw as well the emotional phases of buying, curiosity. So we create curiosity, empowerment by actually engaging people about being a decision maker, value by doing a need analysis, urgency by really create that ready to act energy, and then the feeling of being right, having made the right decision, like we need to feel at the end like it was worth it. Now, next steps for action. Step number 1. We looked at a lot of different things during this webinar and during the event, and there's a lot of different things for you to apply, and it can be overwhelming. And we know that if you try to apply everything together, it most likely won't work because it's too much. So what do? Choose one change, one thing that you think like that's the one thing that I need to focus on at the beginning. Choose one thing and start to apply that. Make that sustainable, make that really solid. Then you can go back, choose one more thing, and kind of build on top, right? Just like when you build a house. You can't build it all together, you go one step at a time. Second step, get yourself a mentor or a coach. Now, if you're in our mentorship program, we're super excited to work with you, and of course, you already fulfill this step. If you're not, though, go out there and find a great mentor or coach for you. For whatever reason, we were not the right match, which is totally fine, but make sure you get yourself a mentor and a coach. The best athletes, the best politicians, the best high performers all around you all have mentors and coaches. So make sure you actually go out there, find somebody that inspires you and that you want to engage with, and get yourself a mentor or a coach. And then step number 3 is sell. Now, sell. Why sell? Because most problems in a business go back to the fact that somehow there is not enough revenue generated. And if you have other problems, you can normally solve them if you generate more money, right? So if you have a marketing problem, well, by selling more and having more money available to you, you can, take some of that money, repurpose it into marketing and solve your marketing problems. If the problem is fulfillment as well, if you have actually enough revenue coming through, you can take some of this money and invest it into, stronger fulfillment systems. But the key is really being constantly generating, because if that flow stops, everything else will stop too, and that's when businesses go out of business. Now, if you are in our mentorship program, you have a next step that is very clear for you, and it's called the Jumpstart webinar. This is a webinar where we're going to take you through everything that you need to know about the program in order to really be able to jumpstart and get into the program powerfully. If you are in Dubai, or if you came to our Dubai event, the mentorship jumpstart webinar for you specifically will happen next, is it Tuesday? Yes, next Tuesday. I think that's correct, right? Now I have a little thing. I think it's Tuesday, but it's anyway May 28th. And May 28th at 9 p.m. in Dubai. So May 28th at 9 p.m. in Dubai. That's where we're going to do our Jumpstart webinar. And in the meantime, just making sure that May 28th is a Tuesday. Let me just check our calendar here. Let's see. And it is a Tuesday. Woo! So May 28th, 9 p.m. in Dubai, we have our Jumpstart webinar with you. And then the next day, May 29th at 1 p.m. EST, so 1 p.m. in New York, that's when we'll have our mentorship Jumpstart webinar for our New York students specifically. So make sure you put them in your calendar. You for sure will get reminders and invitations, but those are the dates. If you are in Dubai, that's Wednesday though. If you are in Dubai, the Jumpstart webinar for you is May 28th at 9 p.m. If you're in New York, it is May 29th at 1 p.m. EST. Then let's look at testimonials. We said that we would train you in one more thing, which is testimonials. And so testimonials are very, 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 yes, May 29th is a Wednesday. I saw that. So that was a little mistake. But so it's Tuesday, May 28th for Dubai, Wednesday, May 29th for New York. And again, you will get all the reminders and invitations, but put it in your calendar in the meantime. Thank you, Eve. So how to get awesome testimonials? First of all, video testimonials are the best because when somebody puts their face out there to actually see how good you were, people actually trust them much more. They know now that, written testimonials, you can a little bit write what you want. I mean, if you are, kind of like with a little bit less integrity, and so it creates less trust. Instead, video testimonials, they know that if somebody is putting their face out there to see how good you are, well, then there might be something real behind that. Now, the next question is, how do we get great testimonials? How do we get great video testimonials? And here there are some tips for you. We will see first, how do we create a great video? Like the video quality for the testimonial is really good. And then afterwards, we're going to look at what do people need to say. And of course, we want them to be very, very, very natural and honest and truthful. But we want them to have just a little syntax, a little kind of structure so that they can put their thoughts in and be really effective. In the meantime, I got some water, so here we go. First tip for the video, make sure you have a solid background, ideally white, but anyway, solid background. So as you see, my background is not really solid. There are a lot of stuff, right? And it draws your attention there. You might be there trying to read the titles of the books, etc. When you do a testimonial, you want the whole attention to be on people's face, right? You want them to really focus on the person that is giving the testimonial. So make sure you actually have a solid background and ideally white. A white wall will totally do it, and you shouldn't have a problem finding that. Tip number 2, framing. Make sure you take people from the waist up to the tip of their head. So you don't want them to be like this, because then it feels like they are talking just in your face, and it feels a little bit, oh my gosh, too invasive. But you don't want them either to be like this, or there is all this like space around, and then a tiny little figure here. So you want them nice and centered, and ideally, which I can't quite demonstrate here with this, but with a camera, you should be able to get a nice head to waist shot, and that's the best. Audio, make sure you record your testimonials ideally in a quiet environment. Now, sometimes that won't be possible. And if you remember, some of our testimonials were definitely not quiet, right? You might have seen Anders and Veronica Stencrona, you might have seen Amy Devaney, and all those testimonials were kind of like in noisy places. But the fact was that the energy was there in that moment, and so we took it, right? And there might be some moments for you as well. I remember one time we were actually leaving Singapore, and so we were at the Singapore airport, and we had a 3-day there. And as we were checking in and starting to go, towards security, we heard a voice calling us, "Hey, Kane, hey, let's go." And we turned around. There was one of the participants that came to the event. His name is Sundar Das, and he's a doctor. And he, called us and was super excited. We went there to connect with him and say, "Hey, how is it going?" And he was super excited. He created, with the systems that we told him during the weekend, $71,000 in revenue for his business just in the couple of days after the webinar, and so after the event. So he was so excited about that. And of course, we're in an airport. It wasn't like super quiet. But we were like, okay, let's take out the phone and let's record that, because the energy was there. So you will do the best. You will know what is the ideal situation. And then again, do the best with what you have. Never miss an opportunity because it's not perfect. Just move forward knowing that, what is ideal, so you can get as close as possible to there. Tip number 4, lighting. Make sure that there is nice light on your, people as they give you a testimonial. Why? Because normally in average people don't really trust like shady environment. They feel like a little bit more sketchy. Instead, nice and bright and light, that's what you want to have in order to create really inspired trust in the person who is giving the testimonial. Tip number 5, acting and smiling and performing. Now, it doesn't mean, again, that they need to be fake, but it does mean that they need to be kind of alive. And why am I saying that? Well, for most people, being in front of a camera is an unusual experience. So they're not used to that, which means even if normally they're very dynamic and articulate, etc., like, yes, let's do this, let's do the webinar, let's do the testimonial, I will do it. And then you take your phone and you say, okay, go. And they freeze. They're like, I used the product, it was awesome, you should use it too. Bye. And they lose all the kind of expression and fun of it. So coach your client and customers to actually be kind of high energy and kind of lively, alive, because again it might be challenging for them because they're normally not used to being in front of a camera. So those are the 5 tips for the video part. If you want to take a screenshot, take it now. If not, of course, you will have the replay, so you can do it later. I will leave it for a few more seconds, and then we will move on. So tip number 1, solid background. Tip number 2, framing from the waist to the tip of the head. Tip number 3, audio, ideally a quiet environment. Tip number 4, lighting. Front light, nice and bright. Tip number 5, acting. Smile, be alive, be dynamic. So that's it. And this takes us to what do they say? Again, we want them to be really spontaneous and really like just saying the truth. But you can give them this as a little structure for them to follow, because if not, some people go in front of a camera and then they start to kind of ramble around, but it's not really, it's difficult for people that then watch that video to really get the value and information that they need. So here we go. What do they say? First of all, their name. We are used socially to actually engage with people and be, kind of introducing ourselves. So the same thing we should do in a video. First thing they should say, hey, I am, Alessia Minkus, name. Why? Gives great credibility, becomes a very, very organic interaction. Credibility. Now, credibility might be the profession, especially if you are in B2B or if you are working with a specific category of people professionally. But sometimes it's not necessary. One of the most important things is that they identify themselves as being part of your target market. So if your target market are digital marketers, they should say, hey, I'm Alessia Minkus, I am a digital marketer. If your target market is parents, they should say, hey, I'm Alessia Minkus, and I am a mom of 2/3 kids. If your target market is health nuts, they should say that. So they should actually identify themselves with your target market, so that somebody that is watching that testimonial, later on, and wondering, should I trust this person? Will it really work for me? They see a testimonial and they say, wow, it worked for this person, and this person is just like me. Then you want them to say the event, the program, or the product that they used. So say, hey, I came to the Startup Top 3-day live event. Very important, so that people know that they used actually, one of your products, and which one. It will again increase not only the credibility but the relevancy as well of the testimonial for your potential clients and customers. Then you want them to state the problem that they had. Before coming, I was really struggling, understanding how to get more leads, how to increase my price points, and at the same time, how to have more time in my life. What did I learn and experience during the 3 days? I got so many systems and formulas that now I can apply into my business. Then you want an emotional outcome of the relationship. So By the end of the 3 day, I was inspired, I was on fire, I was so excited to be able to actually apply all that, and I felt really empowered that now I had the techniques that I needed. Tangible outcome. From there, I was able to go out and by using those techniques, create 5 more clients, right? Something tangible, measurable. Therefore, I would suggest anybody out there that is running their own business to go attend the 3-day Start It Up. So this should be the structure for your testimonials. Name, credibility, what program, product, or event did they use? What problem did they have before coming? What did they learn or experience during their relationship together? Emotional outcome, I feel inspired, I feel empowered, I feel clear, I feel in love, I know, whatever they feel. Tangible outcome, I created that, I lost 5 kilos or 5 pounds, I slept 9 hours that night, I argued 5 times less with my husband, I smiled 3 times more. Recommendations then for you and your product. So this is it. Again, take a little screenshot if you want right now. You will have the replay. If you are in our mentorship, we have lots of these format templates, etc., for you to use to actually move your business forward. But if you are not, make sure you take it right now. I'm going to move on in 1 second and go. So next thing is fulfilling a promise. When you met Vince, or when you met actually Kane and I in Dubai, because we came and offered the tickets to the event at AFA's event, we actually told you that we were willing to do a scholarship with you, with one little request, that if case you really liked the experience, the 3-day, etc., you would give us a testimonial. So now you have a syntax, now you have a format, you have a structure you can follow. If you want, take out your phone and take a nice testimonial. Now, it will help you, first of all, because you will see what your client and customers will go through when you will ask them to do the same thing. So any resistance that comes up for you, anything, they might go through the same thing as well, and it will be easier for you to engage in these conversations if you have done it as well. And the second thing, of course, is you will help fellow business owners when they will be maybe wondering whether it's worth going to the 3-day. So if you decide to do that, the best way to have us have it is send it to rockstarservice@industryrockstar.com or upload it on your YouTube and then send us the link. So that's about the testimonials. One more thing, many of you came and said that you wrote our customer service, you went up to the team and you said you really loved the event and you wanted to know how you could actually kind of spread the love and invite some of your maybe colleagues or friends and family to the next one. So the possibility is there, and it's through our Rockstar affiliate program. This program is a program to actually invite people to our event. What you will invite them to is the free event. So if you want to be part of that, write to rockstarservice@industryrockstar.com. They will explain you everything, but essentially what will happen is that the next time we come to your city with the free event, we will let you know in advance, and you will be able to actually invite your, again, family, friends, customers, colleagues to the event itself, to the free event. We will send you a specific link that they can use to register. When they do that, now that you know how Infusionsoft works, they will be tagged to you, so we will know that you actually sent them. They will come to the 2-hour event. They will experience the same amazing thing that you experienced during the 2-hour event. They will be totally free to choose whether they want to keep going or not. If they decide to keep going and actually join us for the 3-day, then you will get a little percentage back, just as a thank you for actually introducing us to another amazing business owner. Same thing at the 3-day. If we define that we are a good match and they move forward, you will get a little thank you for that as well, just because, again, our mission is to find as many conscious and heart-centered business owners out there that are doing amazing things and help them in acceleration. So if you help us find them, we are happy to actually say thank you in different ways. So this is for you. If you want to have more information about that, Rockstar service at industryrockstar.com. They will be able to actually give you all the information that you want. Now, again, just a reminder, Tuesday, May 28th at 9 p.m. Dubai time. That's when we will have the Jumpstart webinar for Dubai. And Wednesday, May 29th, at 1 p.m. EST, that's when we will have the Jumpstart webinar for New York. So put those in your calendar. Again, you will get all sorts of reminders and invitations, but we wanted to make sure you have that. And this takes us to the end of our webinar. So let me know if you have any question. Here I am again. Let me know if you have any question about anything that has happened or how to move forward, etc. In the meantime, again, I remind you, if you are working with us, we're going to see you next week in the Jumpstart webinars. And then from there, you will have all the information to start to access all the element of the membership or the mentorship. If you're not working with us, well, we are very sorry about that. And we look forward to seeing you anyway, maybe next time we come to New York or to Dubai or to your cities. So thank you so much. Have an amazing day in New York. Have an amazing night in Dubai. And I look forward to seeing you soon again. Bye.